Sexual assault.
Sexual harassment.
Sexual misconduct.
You can call me John. I never thought I would have to say this, but I am a sexual abuse survivor. It all started as joking around with my Sully one day. Then it became more serious, and he became more aggressive. It eventually led to me being forced to perform sexual acts in exchange for my safety. I was told of threats to my safety and the safety of my loved ones. I thought I knew how to protect myself. And if you would have told me of the danger, I would have laughed and said, "No way, not me." I was wrong, so very wrong. I finally had the courage to report it. It was a hard thing to do, but I was given the help that I really needed. I have learned that every year, hundreds of thousands of inmates are the victim of some form of sexual abuse, ranging from sexual harassment to rape. There is no one that is totally safe from it, but it does not have to be that way.
You have the right to be free from sexual abuse. Not only is it a basic human right, but it is the law. Sexual abuse is illegal everywhere, and that goes for inmates as well. The Prison Rape Elimination Act of 2003, or PREA, was formed to help prevent, detect, and respond to sexual abuse in facilities like this one. You also need to be aware that PREA covers staff against inmate sexual abuse, as well as inmate against inmate sexual abuse. This department also has policies against other behaviors, such as consensual sexual activity. Inmate against staff sexual abuse is still a violation of state law and facility policy.
The McHenry County Sheriff's Office is committed to emphasizing a zero tolerance for sexual abuse or assault of detainees and inmates, either by staff or other detainees or inmates. It shall be the policy of the McHenry County Sheriff's Office Corrections Bureau to provide a safe and secure environment for all detainees, employees, contractors, and volunteers, free from the threat of sexual abuse or assault. The Corrections Bureau shall conduct investigations in a manner that avoids unnecessary embarrassment or indignity to the detainee or inmate. It shall also be the policy of the McHenry County Sheriff's Office to pursue administrative, disciplinary, and/or criminal sanctions against any detainee, staff member, contractor, or volunteer found to have committed sexual abuse or assault against a detainee or inmate.
Zero tolerance means that just one sexually abused person is too many. PREA requires that every facility have a written policy that states it does not tolerate sexual abuse or harassment, to include inmate on inmate and staff on inmate. Some of PREA's objectives is to make sure that staff and inmates know what sexual abuse or harassment is and how to detect it, how to report it safely, and each report is taken seriously, and that perpetrators are held accountable.
Definitions you should know. Prison Rape Elimination Act, PREA. PREA is intended to address the detection, prevention, reduction, and the prosecution of sexual harassment and sexual assaults in all correctional facilities in the country. Sexual abuse and assaults. Any contact between the sexual organ of one person and the sex organ, mouth, or anus of another person. Sexual contact. The knowing touching of the victim's intimate parts by the offender, of the offender's intimate parts by the victim. Sexual harassment. Unwelcome sexual advances, requests, and sexual favors and other verbal or physical conduct of the sexual nature. Sexual intrusion. Any intrusion, however slight, by any object or by any part of a person's body.
How to report sexual abuse or assault. Detainee inmate reports of sexual abuse or assault may be made using any available methods of communication, including, but not limited to, reports to the facility. 1. Verbal reports to a staff member, including the Sexual Abuse and Assault Prevention and Intervention Program Coordinator or medical staff. 2. written informal or formal requests or grievances to the facility using a detainee inmate request form or facility grievance form. 3. Sick call requests. 4. ICE detainee request form. 5. Calling the confidential reporting line at *311 from any phone in the sections. Reports to family members, friends, or other outside entities. 1. Reports to an individual or organization outside the facility who can contact facility staff. 2. Reports to DHS ICE. A. Written informal or formal requests or grievances, including emergency grievances, to ICE. B. Telephone calls or written reports to the DHS Office of the Inspector General or ICE Office of Professional Responsibility.
It is important that you understand that being a victim of sexual abuse is not your fault. There are ways for you to protect yourself. Do not get involved with gambling. Do not get involved with drugs or alcohol. Contraband or illegal activities should be avoided. Do not borrow or lend things to other inmates or staff. Staff doing favors for you should be a red flag.
A lot of people are worried about what will happen to them after they report sexual abuse and may be afraid. We cannot guarantee what will happen after you make a report, but this facility does have the policy in place to help protect you. While trying to decide whether or not to make a report is a difficult decision, we can tell you that you will receive free medical and mental health care after reporting. PREA states that you have the right to report abuse privately, through multiple channels and without the fear of retaliation.
If you report abuse, you have the right to know the outcome of the investigation. If you choose not to make a report or give the abuser's name, you still have the right to free medical and mental health care. Medical care may include exams, treatment, and any medicines to prevent pregnancy and/or treat diseases. Mental health care should include competent counselors from outside sources in the community. It also may include counseling from a rape crisis counselor, all at no cost.
Things to remember. This facility has a zero-tolerance policy for sexual abuse and harassment. The staff and administration of this facility is committed to preventing and fully investigating allegations of sexual abuse. You have the right to report sexual abuse privately, safely, and through multiple channels. You have the right to receive care from trained medical and mental health care professionals. Sexual conduct between staff and detainees or inmates, volunteers or contract personnel, and detainees or inmates, regardless of consensual status, is prohibited and subject to administrative and disciplinary sanctions, as well as potential criminal actions. You have the right to be protected from sexual abuse. All the reporting information can be found in your detainee or inmate handbook, posted on the wall in your housing area, or by watching this video again.